From all across eastern Iowa, these are your hometown heroes. And this is the Eastern Iowa OT.
No more stupid mistakes. Right here. Let's go! That's it.
The 8th week is the make or break week. Get your team straight week, clear the slate week, and for some teams it's checkmate week. Penultimate week in the larger classes, but this is the end of the road for many of our teams in Class 2A through 8-man. Well, first round playoffs by this time tomorrow. Across the board, teams jockeying for playoff positioning at Kingston Stadium. We find two teams that know their postseason fate hangs in the balance like the sword of Damocles. Kennedy and Cedar Falls, both on the bubble. Winner has something to play for in Week 9. The loser will not be a factor in the 5A playoff race. This season went sideways early for both squads and haven't managed to quite get right since, but still a path to the playoff bracket if either one can win out. The road there begins tonight. Cedar Falls has a 14-7 lead at halftime, and their offense comes out humming in the third. Third and long, Leighton Wolf to Carson Meester. Meester, big stuff. Who do you think you are? Gets the first down to move the chains. Then it's a healthy dose of Davarian Clark. A Clark excelling at athletics in the state of Iowa. A shock, I'm sure. Davarian Clark, do-do-do-do-do-do. It's his backfield running mate. Ben Backus pushing his way toward the goal line, stretches, and after a bit of deliberation, the refs say that he was in. That's a good call, too. That was a textbook stretch across the goal line for Backus on Kennedy's next offensive possession. Vinny Gianforte gets dropped for a sack by Jarrett Keese. Back from an injury, the keys to the kingdom. A lot of tiger paws on that helmet early in the fourth now. It's another Clark attack. Davarian Clark, he transferred to CF from Waterloo East, and he's leading Class 5A in touchdowns this year. Got 21 so far. Got to the paint 3 times tonight. Cedar Falls keeps its playoff hopes alive with a 21-point win at Kingston. Prairie's another team on the bubble. The Peahawks pulled off that stunner early in the season against Southeast Polk, and they shocked the world by beating Bettendorf. Prairie's hanging in there. Wyatt Eash unloads, finds Drew Bennis. The Hawks have got it tied at 7 with the #1 team in the state, and their offense just keeps on moving. Eash under pressure goes to the wash transfer. David Faison. Prairie, how about it? They got a 14-7 lead, and they are not letting their foot off the gas behind this experienced senior, Wyatt Eash. Unleash the Eash to Denzel Green. Prairie now in front, 21-14. This one went back and forth all night. Just a gut-wrenching way for this one to end, but Prairie loses by 1 in overtime. Tough way to lose that upset bid, but one heck of an effort on the road by the Peahawks. Liberty, they're unlikely to have home field advantage for a couple of playoff games, and City High could do the same. After starting 0-2, the Little Hawks have ripped off 5 straight wins. Now go to face the Linn-Mar team that's got the best running back in the state. This has got all the familiar trappings of the Game of the Week showdown. Curtis Fader is out in Marion to see if the Lions can ring the victory bell tonight against City High.
Standing behind me is a legendary senior class at Linn-Mar, taking this program places this school has not seen in a long time. Another matchup against a top-ranked opponent going down to the wire, but once again the Lions come through, and they're victorious as they remain just 1 loss on the season. This last time these special Lions play a home regular season game at Linn-Mar Stadium. Meanwhile, Bobby Bacon and the Little Hawks are trying to spoil the party. Linn-Mar is up 7 in the second quarter, but City High punches back via Dawson Call, making it look easy out there to tie up the ball game. Less than 2 minutes left in the half. To quote the Lions drumline cadence, they gotta move. Austin Waller made throw after a throw to march Linn-Mar down the field. 35 ticks left. Who else but senior stud running back Dylan Mazinski muscling his way in with the help of the Hog squad to give the Lions a 21-14 halftime lead. Same score into the fourth quarter. On 3rd and 17, Bobby Bacon extends the play and sends a laser to Adam Carbajal. We are all square once again, and we're in for another late thriller. 4.5 to go in the ball game. Linn-Mar gives the rock to Double Deuce. Mazinski takes the ball all the way to the 1. Very next play, Austin Waller keeps it on the QB sneak to put the Lions back up 7 entering crunch time. But City High tells him that's too much time on the clock for us. Dawson Call barrels into the end zone with 25 seconds left. The Little Hawks want to end this game going for 2. This tactic worked twice for them this year, but not tonight. Maverick Stapley, the senior on his night, recovers the muffed reverse. Linn-Mar takes down City High 28-27.
From the moment I got here, my parents every senior had their parents write them letters, and I was in the locker room crying before the game just because of what they had to say, how like they've always taken me to all these practices and how proud they are to see me become the man I am, and it just feels so good to be able to do that in front of them and give them something to be proud of.
I mean, it feels amazing. Last year, didn't even score a point on them. This year on senior night, it's just something special. I couldn't even watch the 2-point conversion. I was on the ground, praying, but I can't. I mean, looking around, these guys are just amazing.
Reporting in Marion, I'm Curtis Fader, Eastern Iowa OT.
Mitch Moore just can't stop going for 2. Well, West High is the one wild card among the Iowa City schools, still on the cusp of the playoffs and needing to prove something against Pleasant Valley. The Trojan defense setting the tone. They stopped the Spartans on their opening drive and they force a punt. Then they put it in the hands of QB Jack Wallace. Sends this one to the sideline for Mason Woods, makes the catch and rushes for another 10 yards before being brought down. And 4 plays later, Wallace goes back to the same play, finding Ethan Headings, going to the end zone for West to take the first lead of the game. Jack Wallace, he's been starting since he was a freshman. A gutsy performance from that kid tonight, accounted for over 400 yards and all 7 touchdowns, leading the Trojans to a 49-35 upset of number 3 PV. That's going to put West in a really good spot to get back to the 5A playoffs. Hempstead chasing its 5th win as they head to Brady Street Stadium in Davenport. Hempstead's got a chance to ride into the postseason for the first time since 2020. Had a 27-0 lead late in the first half of this one. Couple of late turnovers send it to halftime at that same score. Hempstead, last update we saw with a 48-8 lead. I feel very confident saying that Hempstead's going to hang on for their 5th win of the year. They're going to close out their season at home next Friday night. This was last night at Kingston Stadium, but it bears repeating because it is a moment in time that could prove to be a turning point for Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Vernon Benda and Austin Robertson leading the Jayhawks to their 5th win of the year, securing a winning record for the first time since 2015 and only the 2nd time this century. Robertson, who's just a sophomore, only had 3 catches for 25 yards all season. Last night, had 3 catches for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. Benda accounted for 4 touchdowns total, and it's the first shutout win of the season for Jeff. Maybe a long shot at the playoffs, but another step back toward prominence. Rounding out our 5A scores tonight, Wash will not be a playoff team this year, but hats off to first-year bench boss Eric Addy. He's got the Dubs pointing in the right direction a year after just going 1-8. Wash going to open some eyeballs next season. And Liberty is close to securing home field advantage throughout the playoffs. A top 10 win tonight, and if they beat Jeff next week, we're going to be playing a lot of playoff football down in Iowa City. Well, Xavier's come a long way since that 2-2 start. Will they keep it moving tonight against a Clipper team that's starting to figure something out? CCA looking to swipe one at Saints Field. And suddenly, Solon standing beside me, standing at a crossroads as they've lost 2 straight, and the former #1 team in 3A is on the verge of falling out of the playoff picture. Don't have to pretend. We'll be back with more on Eastern Iowa OT.
Hey, don't give them anything, all right? Don't let up. Don't do any of that stuff. Keep playing the way we're playing.
Hurry! Hurry! 1, 2, 3! Blazing!
The 8th week is the heavyweight week. The don't be late week, set the plate week, and for Xavier, fight the hate week. We may have written them off a little too early when they started 2-2. Last 3 games, 2 shutouts and an upset at #1 North Scott. Will they dial up more magic for our own resident X-Man Mitch Vick is in with the highlights.
Owen's superpower is writing rhymes leading into game highlights. That's twice now. Saints hitting their stride though over the last few weeks. They got quarterback Cash Parks back in the lineup, but Lance Peterson's first season at Clear Creek, Amana starting to click there too in Tiffin. Clippers sailing north to Xavier to take on Dwayne Schulte and company. Picking up a third quarter, 17-7 Xavier lead. Trace Robertson going to block the Saints punt for the Clippers in the Saints end zone. Clayton Isham jumping on it. All of a sudden, this ball game's 17-14. Later in the third, Xavier looking to get that one back, but Parks picked off by Owen Rosenberg, keeping the Saints out of the end zone. CCA, though, doesn't do anything with their ensuing drive. To the fourth, Xavier still trying to drive this out and get the win, but another turnover. 5 of these on the night. Very un-Saints-like. This is Nolan Howell, number 5, jumping on it for the Clips, and this is one that CCA makes hurt. Ensuing drive, Conlon Poinson, rolling right, nothing. That's why you got a whole nother side of the field, 13. All the way back to the left, eventually finds Tay Seals for the score. CCA goes up 21-17 with about 9 minutes to go. Xavier's rebuttal gets things down to under 4 minutes. Dustin Cook, your fullback, plowing in from 2 yards out. 24-21, Saints back on top. The Clippers do not quit. 62 seconds to go. Points into a wide open Cale Berry. 28-24, Clear Creek, Amana. Xavier hits a wide receiver pass and a hook and ladder on 4th and 20 to get into Clipper territory. But that 5th turnover of the night, right there, Rosenberg again. What a grab. Clear Creek, Amana, what a win for Lance Peterson coming. 28-24 over number 7 Xavier. Both teams 5-3 heading into week 9. Can Fairfield make it a double moonshot at Solon and knock off the Spartans? No. First quarter, Eddie Johnson barrels his way into the end zone, brings a few Fairfield fellas with him too. Solon up 7-0 just like that. Number 10 plays some defense too for Sparty. Ensuing drive, he's going to get a strip on 3rd down. Solon's not going to recover this one, but they force the punt and just get right back to work. Next possession, Ty Bell to Bo Mullins. Stripes, you're in the way. Sir. Okay, there's Bo right there. Solon leads 48-0 at the half. They roll to a 61-19 win. They are 6-2. They head to 0-8 South Tama next Friday, Owen.
I like their odds. Well, Class 3 is replete, I tell you, with Eastern Iowa talent. Independence and West Delaware are both just 2 touchdowns away from both being undefeated. They've lost a combined 5 games this year, all the ranked opponents, and none by more than 8 points. West Del's 14th in the RBI right now. It'll be tragic if those guys somehow miss out on the postseason. That's about the best 14th ranked team you're ever going to see on a Friday night. And you've got Indy, whose only losses have come against teams that are unbeaten. It's the 110th all-time meeting between these Highway 20 foes. Who's getting a marquee win tonight? Both teams trading punts on the opening possession. Andrew Roddinghouse gets a tough interception. This kid puts together a nice little return to the 33-yard line as the Mustang defense is clicking early. Mustangs get the offense going now on their second possession. E.J. Miller finds A.J. Kittner wide open. Look at the toughness here. Fights his way down inside the West Dell 5-yard line as that first quarter comes to an end. Now we go to the second, and it's Miller time. He takes it himself from 1 yard out. 7-0 Mustangs early in the second. West Delaware will get a nice long drive going late in the second quarter. It's a 4th and 3 at the Mustang 10-yard line. But the Indy defense, coming up with a huge stop just before the end of the half. They take a 7-0 lead into the break. There wasn't much offense going in the second half either. Independent takes this one 13-7 over West Delaware. CPU shaking off the stink of their 0-2 start. First year's head coach, Travis Bark, got the pointers barking up the right tree. Second quarter of this one, Maquoketa's Cole Coob getting up and pulling it down. Tremendous INT to stop the CPU drive in its tracks. The Pointers get the ball moving late in the half. Jackson Brinks, the keeper, pushing through contact for a first down. And watch this play coming up by A.J. Maloney on 4th down. Not so phony baloney Maloney, dragging guys with him across the goal line. Just a 6-0 game at the half, but CPU turns it on over the final 24. Their 4th win of the season, and they're on the verge of their first playoff berth since 2014. A few more 3A scores to get to across the state. Waller comfortably over Central DeWitt. They win 63-6 tonight, keeping that season unbeaten. Going to try to finish off 9-0 in the regular season next Friday night. Williamsburg getting another big offensive performance. Had to punt a couple of times tonight. This was a close one against Grinnell for a while, but 49-12, the Raiders pull away to win this one. A few more in Class 3A. A lot of good teams we mentioned. Mount Vernon doubles up over Washington 42-21, and Benton with a 30-point win against South Tama. Coming up, district title on the line. Regina and Wilton duking it out to decide the district title. Regina, chance to hand the Beavs their first loss of the season. And from the Tiger Hawks to the Tigers, Iowa Valley's come out of nowhere and absolutely ripping 8-man football to shreds is Nolan Kriegel, still king of the jungle. Keep it here as we wrap up the regular season for our small school friends. That's next on Eastern Iowa OT.
Butt kicks going back. Here we go.
Linebackers, cheat and fill. Cheat and fill. Chance. Cheat and fill.
It's been a season of changes for our friends down at Regina. Lots of good football being played in Iowa City this fall. Likely all 4 teams going to be in the playoffs, and a chance for Iowa City Regina to bounce back after they took that tough loss last Friday night to Dyersville. Beckman, in his first season as Regina's head coach, Dustin Ellsbury, will have his Regals playing in the postseason, but district title on the line, and Iowa City could go to Regina, Wilton, or Beckman. This game goes late into the first quarter without any points on the board. High snap on a punt, and a safety has the Beavers with a 2-0 lead. We're getting close to halftime. It's still 2-0. The Kirk Ferentz special. But with a 2-0 score, Regina hands it to number 2, Savion Miller. Shoots the gap and takes it 80 yards for a touchdown. Regina takes a lead that they never surrender. 20-8 the final. The Regals give Wilton their first loss of the year. So it's actually Dyersville Beckman. They are your district champion. But all 3 of those teams are going to be playing postseason football this year. A few more scores in Class 1A. Grundy Center, a 35-0 shutout of Hudson. This is, I believe, Grundy Center's 35th win in a row, if my calculations are correct. Second shutout they've had in recent weeks. Grundy Center playing undefeated, perfect football as they're going to enter the postseason as the #1 team in the state. Right behind them, their rivals from Dike New Hartford with a 57-13 win over Denver. Those 2 teams started the season against each other, and right now probably going to enter the playoffs as the #1 and 2 teams. Maybe a rematch coming in the Dome between those Spartans and the Wolverines. A couple more scores in Class A to get to. Lisbon, another shutout. Boy, that defense for the Lions is good. 49-0. They beat Van Buren on the road. Going to have a nice little seed for the Lions as they enter the playoffs undefeated. Maquoketa Valley, speaking of good defense, is just allowing 6 points tonight. They had 5 straight shutouts going for a while. 42-6, Maquoketa Valley, ranked for the first time this year at number 7. They're going to get themselves a nice little seed going into the postseason starting next Friday night. Well, Belle Plaine and Iowa Valley going down to 8-man ball. Both going to factor into the 8-player postseason. We'll know their playoff matchups on Saturday. In the meantime, Iowa Valley with a chance to finish a perfect regular season. Nolan Kriegel, this kid's going to break more than a couple of records during his time in Marengo. On Iowa Valley's first drive of the night, here's the Regal Kriegel. Takes it in from the 2-yard line. That's his 30th rushing touchdown of the season. But this Tiger team that averages 18 points a quarter, those are their only points of the entire first half. Crafty Belle Plaine offense going to work. Opening minute of the second, Ty Alcott pushes his way across the goal line. The Plainsmen convert the 2-pointer, and they've got an 8-6 lead. All of a sudden, Iowa Valley's got a problem on the Plain. On a 4th down now, it's a Kriegel keeper. Alcott and Wade Sankott met him at the line of scrimmage. Turnover on downs. Plainsmen on the prowl. Not a team that throws the ball a lot, so this play got Iowa Valley all crossed up. Alcott letting it fly to a wide-open Lane Vocoon. 16-6 at halftime. Belle Plaine just comes out here and shocks the world of 8-man ball, handing the Tigers their first loss of the season, holding them to under half of their average point total. It is a party on the Plain tonight. Don Bosco's moved up to number 3 in 8-player ball. They've already secured the district title, now trying to take care of business in Gilbertville. And the Dons waste no time putting this one to bed. Ben Ballou on the receiving end of a screen pass and gets those legs churning. Look out, Ballou. 7-0 Dons, and we're just 16 seconds in. Just moments later, here's number 3 making plays on defense. Ballou with a pick, and 6 more coming for the home team. 14-0. And Ben, don't you dare smile. Don't smile, Ben. Next offensive possession, it's David Schmitz, this time around the far sideline, and it's 21-0 without even 2 minutes of game time running off the clock. Bosco had another pick 6 later in the first. Got a little ugly out in Gilbertville. The Dons cap off a perfect 8-0 regular season. With that, the playoffs begin. By this time next week, 4 classes will be playing postseason football. Before we close the book on tonight's show, we got a beautiful bump shot and a play of the week that will shock and amaze young and old. We'll wrap it up when we come back. The 8th week, it's been a great week. All around the state week, an educate week, meet your fate week, let's stay up late week. In the newsroom, a perspirate week. Our play of the week carrying its weight week. Clear Creek Amana's Trace Robertson blocking the Xavier punt. Clayton Isham dives on it for the score. That was part of a 28-24 Clippers upset win over the Saints. Biggest win by far of the Lance Peterson era for CCA, even though that era spans just about 8 games at this point. Honorable mention to Owen Rosenberg's second interception of the night to seal the deal at the end of this one. The Clippers forced 5 Saints turnovers. Very uncharacteristic type of night for Xavier on offense. And the road win, big night for Clear Creek Amana, this win is going to go a long way for these guys in securing a spot in the 4A postseason. And if you go to the IHSAA Twitter page, they actually just released their postseason qualifiers. A few to run through that maybe were on the bubble, got their way in there tonight. Union of LaPorte City, playing with a lot of emotion down there. Those guys make their way in District 6. Jessup gets in. Those guys got a couple wins early, kind of fell through it later in the season, but still got enough wins at the end of the year. So Jessup's playing postseason football for the 2nd year in a row. Kind of a rarity in Jessup, not traditionally a football powerhouse, but those guys make it in. A few more to mention in Class A. We've got Starmont, the Stars, the Fighting Nick Wags playing postseason football. North Lynn, Bellevue's in. Maquoketa Valley's a district winner. 8-player ball, Springville's in. They've got a nice winning streak going for them. Winfield Mount Union, BGM, Belle Plaine, and Montezuma are in. Heck of a night of late season football here on Eastern Iowa OT. We'll see you again next week for some small school playoff football.